Hello, everyone. Good day, good morning, good evening, good night. Thank you so much. I can see our big supporters here. I so much thank all of you who are here and those that are on Facebook and Instagram and on the other platform. Thank you guys so much. Thank you, Kushal. Thank you, Levi. You guys really warm up my heart, and I just want to do more because sometimes I just ask myself, how is it that they attend twice a day? This is what is called commitment. Commitment for a greater cause, at least for the greatest cause in life is the cause to change the way our children are living. So I really highly appreciate you guys. You guys might not be on the panel here, but I want you guys to understand that you are doing even more than some of us who are here. Because without your regular support, without those words, without the presence and the love that you guys have towards one global movement or towards the children, through one global movement and through Unpassive, we will not be here. I will not be here speaking. What you don't know is that you are making the dream of a little girl that was 11 years old that went through a lot. But because God spared her life, she decided to commit her entire life to serving children and young people. And of course, when you serve children, you cannot leave out the parents. When you serve one child, you serve one mother, you have served the entire family and the entire globe. So I am just so excited, and even more so when we come through this way through Unpassive and through Mr. Ash Mufare in our own little ways, in our own dreams, in our own goals and dreams, in what we were trying to do to the world, it wasn't getting anywhere. Welcome, DS Nayak. What we were trying to do to the world, it wasn't getting anywhere. But with the way being paved by Mr. Ash Mufara, we are for sure that God is going to lead us through all of these and through championship in order to champion the cause of young people and children in the world. And we always have to remind ourselves we were at that point as children as well. And we see all over our communities, the global communities, what children are going through every day. And we want to be sure that we are there with them. Because when a child hurts, the parents are hurting, particularly the mom. And this is very, very important. If we take from the scriptures, from the Bible, we see Mary, the mother of Jesus. Mary was guarding Jesus, the baby, with everything possible. And that is what we should be doing here because we want to leave the best legacy ever on the surface of the earth because this is the number one best global family that is trying to change and rectify and eliminate and eradicate poverty, illiteracy, and poverty and hunger and homelessness and abuse in the world. And we see it every day. Our children are dying so young. Some are being sold in sex trafficking. Some are dying of diseases. A lot of things are happening. Hello, Jody. Thank you guys so much for coming. And we are going to be there. You can imagine me being a mother. And I say, you know what? I am never going to let my son and my other 9 adopted children go through anything like this. And we thank God that from Sir Ash Mufara's story, I would never get tired of telling that story. Remember, Unpassive was built upon the foundation of a little boy that was walking bare feet. And Mr. Ash Mufara, being the kind of a person that he is, being the kind of a person that God has created him to be and put within him something great, something greater, larger than life, to go into the world and champion the cause of humanity for everyone, beginning with the children. And so that is what he did. When he saw this child walking barefoot, he got, and the child was so dirty, not just walking barefoot, Because when you see where there is poverty, there is hunger, you see all kinds of crimes, you see all kinds of dirtiness. This child was very dirty and walking barefoot, and he decided with what God put in him to do something. And he said, I am going to buy shoes for this little boy. And on a second thought, he said, I am not just going to buy shoes for this little boy. I am going to do something better than that. And he started on passive. On passive, we might say it's been here for 5.5 years to 6 years, but it was in Mr. Ashmafara's heart, in his mind, way longer than even 10 years, because we all are born with gifts. We all are born with something that God sent us to do for humanity. We have seen throughout the course of history how these things are unfolding through great men and women. We see it through President Nelson Mandela. We see it through Martin Luther King Jr. We see it through Muhammad Gandhi. We see it through Malala Yousafzai. We see it through Mother Teresa. We see it through a lot. So what is you and I? What are we going to leave on the surface of this earth by the time we depart? Hello, Teron, welcome. Hello, Sharon, welcome. So what are we going to leave on the surface of this earth? It is not a magic. It is not a rocket scientist. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to decipher that. It takes a heart full of gold and love to do this. And that is why we are here. We don't even get tired, because the cost of humanity, the cost to raise a child, it takes continuity. It takes an entire village to love, to raise, and to educate a child. And what you see here today is the effort of an entire village. Is the effort of an entire village. Because I just keep thinking to myself, how is it that I was the only female child? Why? But I have never had any answer to that question. Hello, Amma. Welcome. Thank you guys so much. You guys are dropping in so fast. Thank you. So I have never been able to answer that question. Why me? But God is the one who knows why. And I am here to change the cause of hunger, illiteracy, poverty, abuse on women and children. And when we change women and children, we automatically change all the men, everyone, because these are the two figures in every society that replicates. A child replicates, the mother replicates, and the father is there as the leader to give that string of life from above, so that these can begin to replicate. And when we talk about the woman and the child, automatically the father is in there. And these are the truths of life. There is no other way around it. And to go the other way around is to be unhappy, and is to cause our children to be unhappy. I will tell you guys a little story again. I think I kind of mentioned this story during the 1 p.m. Show. I talked to a lot of people, because a lot of people around the world, they call me. They call me a lot. They write to me a lot. Some of them, they're asking for help. I help in little ways that I can, but sometimes I'm not able to. But thank God for Mr. Ashmafara and Unpassive. We will be able to have the overflow so that we can let it go to the world. Because when you empty out yourself, God has a way of filling you back up so that you can continue to do what you're doing. So I talked with this guy. It's a new guy that wants to be one of the pillars, the mentors of Unpassive. And we talked for quite a while. And he has had lots and lots of experiences traveling the world. And he's retired, but he wants to support One Global Movement so much. And I am really grateful, because here, when you deal with children, you have to have safety, you have to have value, you have to have quality with children. So he narrated a story, and it brought tears to my eyes when he was talking about it. I know that it's happening. I've seen it, I've lived it, but every time that something is a story is told like that, it really brings tears to my eyes. So he said he was transferred to work in one part in Nigeria, in West Africa. And so there is this restaurant around where there are so many homeless children, so many hungry children. And so he was hungry. During his break, he went to this restaurant to buy food to eat. When he ordered the food, he set it on the table, but he wanted to go and use the restroom. Before he came, those kids were on that food fighting to eat. Fighting to eat. You can just imagine. He stood there in tears. He did not say a word. He just stood there in tears and was praying, praying. And he said, whatever money he had on that day, what he did was he just bought food for those children. But was it enough? No, it was not enough. It could not feed every child. And I am just wondering, how is it that some of us have so much to eat, but we cannot shift some of it to these children? And that is why one global movement is the mother and father for all children in the world, from 1 day old to 26 years old, or even above that, even beginning from the stomach, because it is in investing in these children. We begin by investing ourselves. Love is so important. That is why one of our hashtags, I will urge you guys to hashtag One Global Movement Hugs. One Global Movement Hugs. Because if we are not present right now, we can give virtual hugs to all children. One Global Movement. And it is Sharon who is so versed with those hashtags. She taught me, and she keeps teaching me how to use these hashtags, because these things are new to me. So that is where we are in the world. Are you going to help a child eat today? Are you going to share your plate of food with a child? Remember, our CEO said, if somebody offers you a good meal, won't you want to share that meal with others? This is why we are here. And we are treating food production, food resources, how we can get food to children. That is where we are talking about it at 1 p.m. every day until we exhaust everything. We cannot even exhaust it, but we have to keep revisiting it, because without food, we cannot live. We can't talk. We can't do anything, right? A hungry child is an angry child. Yes, a hungry child is an angry child. If we do not feed our children well, we do not expect them to be happy, because a hungry man is also an angry man. If we don't eat, we will not be coming here, right? If I don't eat, I will not sit here to be talking, right? If I don't even eat, I can't even cry or to look out for another child. So charity begins at home. Let us begin to feed ourselves well and nutritiously healthy food. We go back to our roots. Go back to our roots to do farming and gardening the way it was done before, without being chemically engineered. Because when we grow food with chemicals, we are intoxicating the system of our children and ourselves. Tomorrow, we start getting sick. Before you know, they said this organ is not doing well, this is not doing well. I have my grandmother who is going to be 108 soon. She never went to the hospital. She and my grandfather, who was a police officer, said, do not eat these things that are coming. Things are coming that we should stay away from them. Stay away from those things and eat your locally produced food, so that you can eat your food as your medicine right now. And then tomorrow, you will not have to eat any medicine. By then, you must have fortified your system and you age gracefully. My grandmother is 100, almost 108. She is still doing gardening. She eats locally. She eats leaves and the backs of trees, vegetables. We start eating all kinds of vegetables. We try it. We eat it, because all the grass in the world, I bet you, most of the grass in the world or the backs of trees were meant for consumption, for human consumption. And that is why our parents, they consume it, they use it for medicine, they use it for a lot of things. But because we want to think that we are in the modern world, let us do this modernism. Modernism comes with a price. Modernism comes with greed and power and And that is what kills a lot of us. So we want to start teaching our children differently so that 5, 10, 15 years from now, we will realize a generation of unpassive, a generation of one global movement that came through this way, sent by Almighty God. So thank you guys so much for being here to support us. And we're going to keep teaching this mindset series until we get to every mindset word: decision, empathy, self-efficacy, adaptability, gratitude, sympathy, empathy. We will get to all of them, forgiveness, everything we need to, because if we don't line our children's heart and our own first with these things, then whatever we get in life, even the good food, it's not going to work. Everything comes with lining the mind and the heart, our entire soul, with high ethical values, high ethical standards that comes with divine intervention. All of these things are spoken of in the Bible, and the Bible is God. And God is our grandparents, our ancestors, because through our ancestors, God has blessed you and I, all of us, tremendously to take these high principles and values to the world. The gospel of one global movement is to eradicate hunger, illiteracy, and poverty through the gospel of Christ. So thank you guys so much for being here again. And today is Thursday, February 22nd. For me in the United States, I know that it's different for all of us. That is the beauty of time, and therefore the beauty of us being different from one another, right? So that is what we have here today. We are in the series, mindset series number 9. So, adaptability seems to be a principle that no child can escape. Adaptability seems to be a principle that no child can escape from it. Why is it so? Why? Begin to put your own contribution in the chat, because I always like to read from you guys, because you guys are also teaching me. When you put those things in the chat, you are teaching me a lot. So let us exchange things, because knowledge has to be shared so we can come back to it. So adaptability seems to be a principle, a moral principle. You may call it that way too. Adaptability seems to be a moral principle that no child can escape from it. We ourselves cannot escape from it. We have to learn to adapt to certain situations. That is why God did not create us and gave us things that are written in stones, but gave us principles to follow. Welcome, Shriji Jana. Give us principles to follow, and then do these things so that we can live happily and be progressive and be productive for humanity, for our children. So adaptability seems to be a principle, a moral principle that no child, no one can escape from it. So I always like to begin, excuse me, let me drink a little bit of water here, please. Sometimes I get really dry. During winter, it's dry here. So the quote here is: action and adaptability create opportunity. I so love this quote by Garrison Wayne. Action and adaptability create opportunity. So action, when like now we are living a life of adaptability right here in Unpassive. For me, I didn't know that much about all this social media. I just knew how to go in there, do my research, do my school research, do something, and then write my paper or read and do whatever. And that was it. I did not know how to manipulate all of these things, let alone the products that are being built now by the company and Mr. Ash Mufarah. I don't know, but I'm learning. I've learned a big deal from Unpassive University, as I can call it all the time, Unpassive University. So, you know, action and adaptability create opportunity. This is so true. Now I am adapting to how to use the internet, how to do other things that I didn't know how to do. Some of the things that are even done by high tech scientists. Now I am venturing into it already, because why? I am adapting to the situation, and Mr. Ashmufara has made it so easy, so simple for us. If you just know how to just read a little, you can go through those things with ease. Isn't that amazing? I so love it. And then change is the law of life. We all have to really, really let our children know that change is the law of life. We all are changing every day. We were conceived, born, we grew up, we are working, we are trying to impact the world, especially for our children. And then we are growing before we start getting older, and then we start doing a lot of things in the world, thinking about what legacy are we going to leave to our children and the world. Like, we are thinking in unpassive here and one global movement. So this is very important, and this is life. We don't need to go out there to be searching for all those great things that are already in us. We just need to keep reminding ourselves, keep studying, keep reading, keep doing it in action with our children, so that our children can also embrace it and be happy. Meanwhile, they will also leave a legacy, a good legacy to the world. So change is the law of life, and those who look only to the past or present are certain to miss the future. This is by President John F. Kennedy. I really love a lot of his quotes. You know, he says, change is the law of nature, and those who look only to the past or to the present are certain to miss the future. This is what Mr. Ashmufara is all about, building these things for 10 years or more to come. We are always ahead of the game, building it for a lifetime, keep adjusting, and then keep also going according to the changes that are happening in the world. And those of us who don't want to get to those changes, we just say, oh no, that's not the way it used to be. No, the past is gone. And if we are looking only to stay in this present moment, then we miss the bigger future, the bigger picture for the future. And so we have to be able to adapt, otherwise we miss the future. And missing the future here is missing it on our children, missing it for our children to really become great, to become the greatness that God has given them, and it relies in our hands. Anybody, any parent, any adult that thinks that, oh, I'm not going to do this because these are not my children. This is not what affects a child in the United States. It's going to affect all children in the world, in the 195 countries. This is the rule of nature. We can change it. The faster all governments, all institutions, including churches, including families, including villages, including everyone, the earlier we come to the consensus that what you do to one child in one place, in one country in the world, affect all children in the world, the better, because it does. That is the rule of nature. The vibration that you emit into your children, that you emit into your family, into your surrounding, it is going to spread out and affect the entire world. And President Nelson Mandela depicts this so clearly, so clearly. Because what you put out there, that's exactly what you're going to get. And because we know this, then we're going to put out the best. I am determined to put out the best. And of course, we're going to make mistakes because we are humans. The definition of human is mistakes, right? We're going to make mistakes. But guess what? When we are determined, there is a kind of miracle that just happens when you are determined to do good. God paves the way for you. You break open and you just keep going and going, just like he's doing for Mr. Ashmufari and a lot of us too. So let us do that. So what then is adaptability? Adaptability means, or it refers to the ability of an individual or a child or a system to adjust to changes in its environment. It is the ability for a child, for you, for me, for a system to adjust to the changes in their environment. And changes come every day. We know it, right? Sometimes, like the simple one, sometimes we are having a little cold. What happens? Our test bots, they change immediately, automatically, and you cannot want to eat certain things. Now you begin to select and pick what to eat. A child starts school new. What happens? The child meets with new students. Some of them will embrace that child. Some of them will not want to embrace that child. And those children, whatever they're doing it because we, the parents, instill those things in those children. No child is born hating anybody. No child, no matter what. It is us. So if a child is showing love, a child is showing empathy, sympathy, showing gratitude, that is exactly what we have taught that child. And so let us do this together. So, you know, system can adjust to changes. Governments can adjust to changes. We can adjust to changes, just like in unpassive, we're adjusting to changes. We can do everything, and there are always requirements, and there are things that we can use to adjust to the changes. So, adaptability involves being flexible. You're willing to say to strike a compromise to say, you know what? Okay, now if this cannot work 100%, to my own comfort the way I want it. Now I have to be able to think about the other person. Is this going to work for the other person? And then you also make sure that it works. It's just like a plate of food. You are eating breakfast. Well, I never knew anything like breakfast. We just ate. We were happy that we had food. We just ate. But now it is categorized: breakfast, lunch, supper, and then snacks. Now you have a plate really full that you're going to eat by yourself. Are you thinking of the children you're surrounding? Are there any neighbors that are struggling to put food on the table for their children? Are you thinking about that? That is exactly what it means to be flexible. You have to be open-minded. You have to know that sometimes things are not going to work in your favor. Teaching the children, because let us not bring up our children, because I see some very rich families, like they call themselves, they ruin their own children by providing everything to those children without teaching them how to get those things. And the children just end up being entitled to things. They think that things just have to come. And so, we need to teach these children to be flexible, have an open mind, and responsive to new situations, challenges, or opportunities, because opportunities can come every day. Now I am here adopting and trying to go according to the tenets of unpassive, trying to do a lot of things. And some of you already know, like Sharon knows some of the things that I struggle with. And she is also helping in that aspect. Nancy also knows, and I'm sure Kushal knows. A lot of you know that I struggle in certain areas because that is not my area of expertise. I am not gifted in those areas, but I'm learning, because when we put our mind to everything, to anything, we can achieve it, right? There is nothing that we cannot do. Sometimes it might take a little bit of time, because that is something that we don't know, or we are not used to, but in the end it is achievable, and our children need to know that. So adaptability allows organisms, allow us humans, our children, organizations, or individuals to thrive in dynamic or uncertain conditions by effectively modifying their behavior, strategies, or structures to suit the demands of the situation. You modifying things so that they suit the demand of your situation. And this is what we teach our children. When you are used to your parents giving you this, now you go out of state, because our children are not going to remain with us forever, right? We teach them that when you come together with your spouse, when you go to somewhere, you have to come to a compromise where you want to make things, you want to be flexible, you want to be very adaptive, so that things can work in both your favor and the other person, not just your favor. So this is so important. Take, for instance, I always like to focus my mind. I don't know why, but God knows why. When I am going anywhere, I'm focusing my mind on things that are happening around my environment, especially with regards to children and young people. I go to universities, I go to schools, I try to interview students to see what I can get out of them. What is it that is working for them? What is it that is not working for them? I try to do that. and I encourage them to come here. They are shy for now because those kids, they are still growing their way around to find their identity. Sometimes they don't want to come, but they will eventually come because we want them to take the stage of one global movement, while we, the parents and the adult, will sit behind and really pay attention to them and see where we can work alongside with them. And most of them are teaching us anyway. So take, for instance, a little girl, this little girl that found herself in this refugee camp in, I think, in Ukraine or somewhere, and there was no food. When you're hungry, what do? There is that natural urge to want to look for something to eat. The little girl, there was nothing the parents could give that little girl. What did she do? She started walking and going to the garbage. How she knew that she can get food from the garbage, 2 years old, is only God alone who knows. She was eating from the garbage. And when the reporter came to take a picture of her, and she just picked food from the garbage and stretched her hand out and was giving it to the reporter, because in her innocent mind, she thought that the reporter was equally hungry like her. Isn't that a great act of humanity from a baby, 2 years old? What about us? It is so, so important that we adapt to the changing world, the changing times, looking for ways that we can do things, adjust them, and looking for things that we can say, words that we can begin to say, hugs, kisses, things that we can do to help these children, to nurture them so that they can eat, they can nourish their system, they don't get sick, so that they can go to school with a stomach full of food, and good food, not just any kind of food. And so that we can also teach them contribution, because contributing to life, contributing to humanity is the best job that anybody can ever have. So we teach them. In essence, adaptability is about being able to navigate change with the ability and effectiveness. You navigate changes with ability, agility, and effectiveness. So this is so important. Teaching children the importance of being flexible and adaptable in the face of changes is something that every child should be taught and should have within them, and apply it as they go along in life. Today, you can wake up, maybe you're doing trading on Wall Street, and you've been getting like maybe 1,000 a day or $2,000 a day. And someday you woke up, the trading did not go well, because when things go up, they're bound to come down. That's the rule of nature. When things are down, do not look at somebody who is down and you think that that's the end of that person. No, that person has the ability and capability to rise and fly again before landing. Everybody has that. It depends on our mindset. We want to be able to teach our children that. So, helping children develop problem solving skills and the ability to adjust their mindset and approach when faced with new situations or challenges will help these children a lot, especially when they face difficulties that they are not used to. So it's so important. Ability is indeed a fundamental principle that applies to everyone, including you, including me, including every child. There is no way that we can escape from it. Remember, if we take, for instance, Noah in the scriptures, Noah had to adapt to what God was telling him to do, even though he did not know what he was going to do. But he had to, first of all, accept it, that there are changes, that changes will always be there. And he accepted it, followed the instructions of Almighty God, started building the ark, even though he was being mocked and laughed at. What did he do? He did it, what God told him. And then God said, put two animals each, the male and the female, the concept of productivity. Put the male and the female. And that is what he did, put his family in. The flood came and wiped out the entire surface of the earth. And Noah and his family survived the flood, and we are the descendants of Noah. And let us begin to remember that changes are very, very important in every aspect of our life. So, what is the importance of adapting? What is the importance of adaptability to our children? There are so many. It builds in them survival skills. It builds in them survival skills. It's just like, I will give this example, not a very good example, but it's there. We have to be very plain and bold with our children. You know, My grandmother said, when fire falls on you and your baby, your child, who are you going to remove the fire from first? Yourself. Instinctively, you want to remove the fire very quick from yourself before you start searching for your own baby, right? That is just what it is. So survival, you learn these changes so that you can survive in every situation, and so children can learn to survive as well. So in an ever-changing world, those who can adapt are more likely to survive and thrive. Ever changing world, ever. It's never going to stop changing. So those of us, if we teach our children how to adapt to this, they are going to survive and thrive, not just surviving. Remember that, because surviving is like you're just limiting yourself right here. But when you thrive and you open your wings out and fly like the eagle. You're ready to soar to other higher and distant height, which is what we are doing now. Look at us. You come from different countries. We come from different countries. But look at what technology can do to us here through all connect, through all of these things. Thank God for Mr. Ash Mufara, and thank God for creating us to be able to adapt to situations, right? So it is so important. This applies to both individuals and organization, everyone. Adaptable people can navigate through challenges and uncertainties more effectively. If you put it in your brain that you have to, because it changes. Just imagine you walk naturally. When you walk, even in your home, the moment you remove your leg from one spot and place it on the other, you have changed the topography of that place. It doesn't matter. The little particles of dust, you change it by literally walking in your own home. That is how changes takes place. Very tiny. A lot of time you don't even see it. But when we teach our children to embrace these changes, they will not just survive, they will thrive in this. And then number two, adaptability builds in our children resilience. You may want to really think about it and know that a lot of these things, it always leads to one thing: resilience, survival, happiness, empathy. All of those things, they all together come again and converge, which means they are operating together. And we just keep talking about it because repetition to our children will help them, will help these things to sink into their brain, not trying to push it quickly so they can get, why are you not getting it? I taught you this, but why are you not getting it? No. Children learn at their own pace the way they can learn it without us trying to push it so hard. So it's so important. Resilience. Adaptability builds resilience in children. When faced with setbacks again and again and again, children, they build what is called resilience. And then unexpected changes, adaptable individuals can bounce back from adversity quickly if they become adaptable to these situations. So, number three, opportunity recognition. When we teach our children to adapt to any situation in the world, even in a situation of war, remember that little girl adapting in a situation of hunger because of war, but she learns how to adapt, which means these things are already in us. We just have to remind our children, to really remind them and continue to build it, because this is a continuum. It does not end. It is everyday thing that we need to do. So opportunity recognition: when children are adaptable, they are more likely to spot and size opportunities that arise from change. They will spot these changes. They will look at these things, opportunities, and then they look at them. If that is something that they can take upon themselves, that is what it means by sizing it. They will see this opportunity. They try to see where they fit into this opportunity. Look at us with 50 products and more. We are navigating our way through these products. We might not be able to fit through all the products, right? Like now, One Global Movement is using O Bless, O Academy, O Connect, especially O Bless and O Connect, because these two must go together no matter what. No matter what. What we're doing here, is trying to help feed and educate children. But you cannot do that without teaching the children how to fend for themselves, how to feed themselves, because you're not always going to be there to give it to them. We need to teach them how to do it for themselves, right? So these two, when you size this opportunity, now you are able to make the changes, the necessary changes that will help you to be happy with yourself and your family. So they are open-minded and willing to explore. When children have this opportunity and they apply adaptability, they have this open mind and they are willing to explore new possibilities, which can lead to personal and professional growth. You see, I think about my son. A lot of times I was finding difficulties, simple things with a computer. My son is like, Mommy, but you're highly educated. They don't understand. And so my brain couldn't take it. I was afraid that when I click any button, I am going to break the computer, which is not the case. And so he started teaching me, teaching me. But now I just go, I punch whatever. And one time my son really texted me and said, Mommy, I congratulate you. You have not called me at school for such a long time to help you with certain things on the internet. It was funny, but that was a good thing. In essence, he was congratulating me for using the internet. And we do not undermine things like that, because that is one way of really saying, thank you, Mommy. Even though I am not there to help you anymore, you are really, really adapting to the changes. You see that? Very important. So effective problem solving, when we teach our children to adapt to situations, they have effective problem solving skills. Adaptability fosters creative problem solving skills. When they throw you on an island, like I mentioned yesterday as an example, what do? You have to find ways to adapt. Imagine somebody that is being carried by a river and deposited on an island. What does that person do? The person start exploring, looking for ways to get out of that island. The person gets adapted to that area, that environment, start looking for food, like the early man. If we know about the early man, start looking for food to eat, start looking for places to get fire, maybe the stone to light a fire and keep themselves warm. Adapting to every situation is so important. When confronted with new situations or obstacles, adaptable children can quickly assess the situation and come up with innovative situations and innovative solutions. Very important. And then personal growth. Adaptability builds personal growth in our children. Adapting to new circumstances often involve stepping out of one's comfort zone. When the children want to adapt, even us, that means we have to step out of our comfort zone, what we are so used to, and we are so contented, and we think that this is it for us. We think that we cannot change. Changing is like, for us, it's a chore. But we need to do this because whether you like it or not, things are going to change, either internally or externally, that are going to cause you to want to get adapted to that situation. And adaptability it brings advantages. When you adapt, it makes you to grow personally. You grow personally, not just growing in terms of material needs, because if you do not grow in terms of moral needs, those material needs will not come. So it helps us to get out of our comfort zone and get into the things that God has created us to do, which are bigger things. Look at Mr. Ashmufara. In his mind, what he's doing in the world. Some people might think he's crazy. That is how he got out of his comfort zone and said, you know what? There is this thing in my chest that keeps bothering me. I have to do it, otherwise I will not be at peace with God. And what did he do? He did it. And he extended a hand to you and I. And now we're trying to adjust and adapt to the unpassive way, right? This is so important because when we adapt, we're going to help our children. So adaptability, and it enhances leadership in our children. Children who are adapted, who are adaptable, can effectively guide their teams through change. They can inspire confidence, provide direction, and make informed decisions in in uncertainty, in places that they are not sure, in environments that they are not used to. When they're adaptable, they can easily make those changes. And then improve relationships. When children are, they learn the principles of adaptability because they have friends, they have classmates, they have you, the parents at home. They have to travel the world, maybe for studies or for mission trips. They are going to be married in the future, right? They're going to bring somebody new into their lives. And so this is going to improve their relationship in all these sectors, whether it is personal or professional or business relationship. It's going to improve it when they learn adaptability, because they now have better relationship. They're now better able to understand and emphasize on or with others perspective and understand where this person is coming from, so I can be able to just listen and understand where this person is coming from. Or even if the person is being negative or not doing the right thing as we may see it, we want to make sure that we give them that opportunity. Why? Because we don't know their background, we don't know how they were brought up, their orientation, we don't even know if these children were raised with their parents present. We do not know the kind of situations or something or anything or illness that they are facing that is making them to behave this way. So we may want to listen, be sensitive to them, and really respect their culture and their values and their own way of doing things without being judgmental, right? So it will help children. So this can strengthen relationships and foster collaboration, whether in personal or professional settings, like what we have here in non-passive. I can really say that we are adapting. We have more than how many languages? We have every language, every culture in the world is among us because cultures are different. We want to get to somewhere, but there are always variety of ways or variety of solutions to get to that one particular thing. And when we begin to adapt, learn this principle of adaptability, helping our children to adapt, children are more likely to be respectful, they're more likely to love others, they're more likely to be sensitive to other people's way of doing things, they are more likely to embrace the beauty of creation. This is what is called beauty in diversity. You see beauty not just from your own perspective, you also see beauty from the other person's perspective. This is how we can grow faster and be happy, not trying to downgrade somebody's way of life or somebody's way of doing things or somebody's way of speaking, because God created all these cultures and different ways for beauty. Right? So this is what we are teaching our children. A lot of children find it very difficult in school to adapt to certain things that other people are doing or their classmates or students are doing because they don't understand this principle of adaptability. It comes with a lot of advantages if we truly teach it to them the right way. You will see them embracing the entire world. Like we have to learn to embrace it first because it starts from the home. If we don't do it from the home, forget about it. You're trying to teach a child about something that you did not do it, that child did not see you doing it. We are merely wasting our own time. And we see Mr. Ashmofire. He's doing these things. Look at the meeting of yesterday. I wrote something about yesterday that I really was so happy about it because a lot of times we are impatient with a lot of things. We're saying, but where are the apples? Where is the money? Give me my money. I'll do this. We are not even appreciating. This man is trying to build a foundation that would last for millions of generations to come. And he kept doing it, doing it. He's patient. Even in the midst of all the challenges that he's facing, he's still patient. He's still kind. He's still loving. He's still empathetic. So what really, I was so happy yesterday. I signed into Anchor 360 a little bit late because I had to help my mom. But what I heard, I was so happy. So we heard about like it takes a lot to know and to build wealth. It takes a lot just to know and to build wealth. So we might not be able to know it right now, but Mr. Ashmufara has stepped it higher by recruiting a scientist. This man is a world prominent figure and into Unpassive to come and join the team in building this high ethical valuable and safe products for our children, because his main concern is the future. And this man's name is Dr. Ayman Rashid, to this powerful unpassive building team. It's getting better and better. Like I always want to say, as it's getting better. Better is in our mind. And look at him. And this is he's going to be paying him a lot of money. So this man is going to leave from where he used to do things his own way. Now coming to unpassive, it is through the principle of adaptability. To deal with 1.4 million founders is not a joke. We always have to adapt. So this is so important. The principle of adaptability is one of the mindset series, and we're going to keep doing this again and again and again, over and over, sometimes repeatedly, so that we can really, really teach our children. So adaptability has a competitive advantage over everything, no matter what. But we need to do it while also teaching our children. And that comes with out of love and patience, knowing that things are not always going to work the way we think that they are going to work, knowing that there are going to be some loopholes, some potholes, some hurdles to jump over. And jumping over, not jumping physically, jumping over with our mind and our good heart. But we know that in the end, we're going to win big, because why? We are all in this to so win it. So overall, adaptability is a valuable trait, a valuable principle that enables our children and individuals, organizations, and churches and communities to navigate through uncertainty and embrace change and thrive, not just to survive, thrive in dynamic environments. We need to learn. Like Satya Papu, he's doing a lot. That young man is doing a lot, adapting to situations and learning things. And I know that I'm one of his students too. And a lot of you guys, the things that you write here, I just know that you guys got the principle of adaptability right under your belt, and you're using it every day, and you're going to use it for our children. That is so powerful, powerful, powerful. So we're going to appreciate the audience, and then we will end it with our music so that everybody gets to enjoy the music. And we're going to play We Can Make a Difference, We Can Make a Change. We'll play that after. So let me get it ready here while I will begin to because my phone is acting weird. I'm telling you. Since I dropped this phone in water, it's become something else. Okay, and I'm not ready to buy any phone right now. I'm sorry to say that, but I'm not ready. Okay, let's go to our audience. I just want to say I love you all. I thank you for supporting and inspiring me, because this is what makes me want to do it all the time. If there was a way that I can do it 24 hours around the clock, I can do that. But by nature, I can't. I have to get some rest, right? Just like all of us need to get rest before we can function well, and our children as well. And thank you, Saresh. Thank you so much. That beautiful little girl that is always just sitting there with the beautiful, beautiful red or pink dress. We thank you so much for being here. And thank you, Kushal. We cannot thank you guys enough, because you are doing a wonderful job to the children of the world by serving them through one global movement. Thank you. And thank you, Levi, our early riser is always here from South Africa. We appreciate you, brother. Thank you. And we have DS Nayak. Thank you so much, my brother, for always being here and inspiring us here. Thank you. And he says, hello, everyone, my unpassive family, as usual. Thank you so much. We are truly a family. We are descendants and the footprints of destiny and soldiers from unpassive. Thank you. Good morning, Brother Levi, to Kusha. And hello, Nancy. Nancy, I miss you on the panel here. I'm waiting for another time when you will come again. And DS Nayak, hello from Levi. How are you doing, brother? Yes, we need to ask how we are doing, right? Because some people might be going through some challenges that we don't know. So we want to ask to make sure that they're doing okay. Hi, Sister Nancy from Levi. And Tyrone is here. Tyrone Ja. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Tyrone. How are you? And our sister Sharon is here. Thank you so much, Sharon, for all your lessons. And we are going to pick on your brain until we get the best. Sharon is doing a lot for One Global Movement, just like Kushal. Sharon is going to be one of the pillars, the mentors of One Global Movement, because from her experience with children, it is going to help us a lot to really deal with children of the world. Thank you so much, Sharon. We love you. And she's saying hello to everyone and hello to Tarun. And hello. Everyone is saying hello here. We have Ama Nama. How are you? Thank you so much for being here today. We love you so much. I love those little beautiful things and prayers that you just put there. Thank you so much. And let me see here. Kushal is saying that hello, Levi Mama Bolo. Hello, everyone. Pushpin Media. Hello, Taron and DS Naya, Alma, and everyone. And welcome all brand ambassadors. Hashtag One Global Movement. Hashtag One Love. And hashtag One Global Movement Hug. If somebody can write that in the chat. Hashtag One Global Movement Hug. Or hashtag defeating hunger. Hashtag defeating illiteracy, hashtag defeating poverty. So much. Thank you so much, Nancy. We love you. Greetings, Nancy Jody from Kusha. And yes. I'm trying to see, and we have Shriji Jana here saying hello to Levi and everyone here on the panel. I want to make sure that everyone is mentioned here and appreciated. Hello, this is my instructor. You're going to work in One Global Movement Academy to instruct the children, right? And you're going to come and teach some of those skills that you have. Thank you so much, Satya. And thank you so much for last Friday. We are still living the dream that you brought onto the stage of One Global Movement to bless children of the world. We highly appreciate you. And come again and again if you want to. And if you need us to help with anything that you're doing, we will gladly do so. And I urge all of us here, if Satya reaches out to you to do chit chat with you, because we individually are living on passive our way. And so we should be able to help one another, because this is the only way that we can reach children in the world, by being together, helping one another in our own way, especially through the umbrella of unpassive. Thank you so much, Satya. Thank you. And warm welcome, brother Satya Papu from Levi. And we are grateful to Ash Mufara for unifying the universe. Unifying the universe. Are you a poet, Levi? Do you write poetry? Unifying the universe. That is so beautifully said. And it is true. Very true. Thank you. And we don't build a home in one day. We have to be patient. Practice make perfection. Thank you so much. We have to be patient and practice it again and again, because it is always going to be there. And those things are always going to be there. So we want to do it again and again with patience and gratitude. Thank you so much, Nancy. I love unpassive. Bonjour, how are you? Welcome. We love unpassive, don't we? Yes, we do love unpassive. Thank you so much for being here, sir. And Shriji Jana says, we should equip our children to stay grounded, able to be unafraid of uncertainty, able to cope with tough feelings, not dependent on others for evaluations or solutions. Thank you so much, Shriji Jana, because a lot of our kids have been so brainwashed, especially by society. Because what happens is, when you leave your children to be raised by the school system, by other people, giving your children away, this is what happens. The children are going to take the culture of those people, and then we don't have a space in the minds of those children. And so we should be able to let our children take risks, being unafraid. You can be afraid, that's okay, but do it anyway. Do it. Because when you take a leap of faith and dive into something, guess what? You are learning your way and failing your way to success. And in the end, you will win. Thank you so much, Shudi Jana, for saying that. And you're saying, good morning here to Bonshore. We're almost there. And yay, cooking with kids is so important. Yes. Yes, teaching them how to cook their own meals, not to depend on the canned food or the cats the foods that have been on the food shelf for years, and they just heat it up and eat. That is disgusting. We need to teach our children to cook their own food by us doing it ourselves. Now Sharon is coming up with those good hashtags. Hashtag one global movement. Hashtag one global movement strand. Hashtag one global movement hub. Yes, Sharon taught me that. Thank you so much, guys. And we are going to play our music. We enjoy. Then we go around our activities with a happy mind and a happy heart. Okay, let me play. We can make a difference here. One second. I'm not a very good DJ. No, that's not it. Wait. Away we go. Okay, always commercial first, right? So let's wait for a little second. Every freak in a if we really think that everything's alright, yeah. This world is in me, crying out to be free. We gotta shed some light, oh, teach the world to smile, and sing. Feel the breath of God. It's time to come together, you and I, and share the love of Jesus Christ. We can make a difference. We can make a change. We can make the world a better place. We can make a difference. We can make a change. We can make the sun shine through the rain. Shine on through the rain. Do-do-do, 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 do-do-do. Do you know a man who's needing a hand? Don't you walk on by? A sister said, lost all that she had. We gotta take the time. Look around your world. It's some of empty hearts. I can feel the suffering through our hands. Find compassion, take a step. We can make a difference. We can make a change. We can make the world a better place. We can make a difference. We can make a change. We can make the sun shine through the rain. Shine on through the rain. Do-do-do, 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 do-do-do. Teach the world to smile. Feel the breath of God. It's time to come together, you and I, and share the love of Jesus Christ. We can make a difference. We can make a change. We can make the world a better place. We can make a difference. We can make a change. We can make the sun shine through the rain. Shine, we can make a difference. Make a change. Come on now. Shine through the rain. You can make a difference. You can make a change. We can make a difference, difference, difference. that was beautiful. That was beautiful. We can make a difference. We can make a change. That is so true. This world is in need of crying out to be free, to set our children free. This is what this song is all about. We can make a difference. We can make a change because this world is in need, is crying out to let our children to be free from hunger, free from illiteracy, free from poverty. Teach the world to smile and teach children to feel the breath of God. This song is very, very important for our children, and I'm going to be using it a lot. And like I always say, I encourage everyone to bring their own song here. We can do the Nancy is always dancing. So we have AP Madhusudanan. AP Madhusudanan. Thank you so much for being here. You came, you are here, you're being counted, you stopped by. Thank you so much. Let us encourage families if we really want to be to bring this gospel to every child, every home. Let us encourage people by way of mouth, by posting One Global Movement flyers, by volunteering to be some of those people that are writing the ads on social media. Please, please, please. We need to do this together. And if you have not already subscribed, please subscribe to the channel, share the videos, and put the big thumbs up. If you're here, put the like and share, put the big thumbs up. And we have a group on WhatsApp that we've created. It's on the flyer. You can join because the what is going on in the world concerning our children is not to be done by 1 million. It's supposed to be done by everybody, so that when time comes, we can get to those children quickly without leaving any child behind, because One Global Movement is not going to leave any child behind. So please do so. And if you have anything to say, do not hesitate to say. We can carry out conversations on how we can move forward, because every area in the world is different. And we can do this. We can literally eliminate hunger, poverty, and homelessness and illiteracy overnight if we just come together like we are doing, and then putting our resources, our minds, and everything together. We can do this and do it so well in a very short space of time. So what we are doing here, we're building the foundation. When it takes off, no child is going to be left behind. You're going to be seeing me in your homes everywhere around the world, because that is what I love to do. So Nancy is just dancing here. Do you see her? She likes to, she likes, I love those little things. Can you send me some of those little thingies? I don't have it on my phone. Thank you, Nancy. And AP say, we can make a difference. We can make a change. Thank you so much, AP. You came late, but you contributed so powerfully in the end. So thank you guys so much. Please, if you can, come to O Connect tomorrow. We're going to listen to one of our own, and he is an engineer Sushanta Biswas. Is going to take the stage tomorrow to bless children of One Global Movement, and he is going to be endorsing One Global Movement as well. So let us come there and listen to what he has to say for the children. Let me see. I can read the topic to you guys so you can know what is going to go on tomorrow. We have it right here. I can just read it to you guys so you know. Let me see here. Just a moment, please. Okay, now we have O Connect tomorrow, and O Connect is every Friday. When we can connect to all the other social media handles, then we don't have to use StreamYard anymore. We're using this because when the children don't get these videos, they can go the other way wrong because they rely on these things that we are doing. That is why I highly appreciate you guys, because the children are going to be watching you guys and watching everything that you're contributing. So tomorrow, Friday, I'm sorry, February 23, we're going to have Engineer Sushanta, and the topic here is going to be technology and education for children. Technology and education for children. If you can log in, you do. I know that data is an issue to some people, but if you can do it, let us come there and flood the stage tomorrow to support Engineer Sushanta. Thank you guys so much. I wish you guys the very best. Have a fantastic Friday and weekend, and We're going to meet again on Monday because I know that it's Friday for some of you, but for me, it's still Thursday. But we're going to meet tomorrow for those of you who are still experiencing Thursday like me. Thank you for your support. Keep supporting us. Bring your thoughts, please. Bring your thoughts here. What you see in your community about children. What can we do? What can we talk about so that eventually we are talking about all children, the things that affect our children, the things their need, not just things that affect them. What are their achievements? This Wednesday, we devote the last Wednesday of the month to celebrate life, celebrating the lives of children, celebrating their achievements, celebrating their adventure. If they are traveling, they are graduating. Nancy, I know that your daughter is graduating. If it's okay, we want to celebrate her next Wednesday because we're going to be celebrating every child. And if we are celebrating children, it therefore means we are also celebrating us because every month children are born. Every month has a birthday, right? So we want to do that. So, and thank you guys so much. Let me just read this. For children, we are innovated a unique nutrient food. It will be a global organic food. Thank you so much. AP, you may want to contact me. I'd really like to talk with you on that. Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Mundih. Thank you, Sharon. I am so happy. I might give you a jingle if possible, but let me know if I can do that because I don't want to. I know that you're doing a lot. I don't want to disturb you. Thank you guys so much. And remember to always tell your children to stay focused, stay encouraged, stay empowered, and always believe in endless possibilities. I love you all. Bye bye.